Good evening. Sorry about the delay there, a few minutes late. How are we all on this fine Friday? Yeah, music turned down only means one thing, the stream is about to start. I think I'm fully prepared, no bollocks this week because of messing up the start or anything, so good to go. Teams on screen, got a few ideas for that. I'm going to run through whether or not, it's probably a bit early to be talking about it, but whether or not triple captain Aguero is the way to go. Been chatting with Ben tonight on Twitter, and he's been going through kind of when Man United, Arsenal, Spurs and Chelsea would likely have double game weeks and who they would have, and I'm not sure there's any point waiting for the triple captain, but we'll see. We'll see. I've got all those tweets ready to go. I will have in a sec. There's quite a few of them to go through. How are you? I know people have sent me tweets. I'll have to try and find them in a minute because I've had a bunch more since. Not about questions for the stream, so might take a bit of scrolling, but I'll find them. Have to get you to tag them soon, I think, with the hashtag, just so it's easy to find. Do you start? Okay, first question straight away. Do I start Stanislas or Robertson? My keeper is Jakubovic. I think you start Robertson. Stanislas might not even play. I think Hull will get a clean sheet. How's it going, Eskimo? Fozzie, Felix, Malik, good to see you. TM here as always. And Matthew. I'm calling you Matthew now, not even Matt. Oh, and Thomas here. Everyone's favourite Gabbiadini fan. Get it trending, yeah, trending worldwide. Let's talk FPL. Let's do it. Now, after all those tweets, I'm actually leaning towards doing it on Ibra. Doing it on Aguero. I just don't know if like Sanchez's potential double. That's the thing. It's all potential, right? We don't know. I mean, they'll probably win the next round. We just don't know though. Thought you weren't going to stream until after FA Cup replay. No, I think I said I might ditch the Sunday. Did I say that? I don't think I said that. Anyway, we're here again. No panic about when the next one will be. Might do on Sunday, might wait till after, we'll see. What do I think of the Ranieri sacking? It's a bit harsh really, isn't it? But like I said last night on Twitter, it's harsh for sure, and I feel like bad for the guy. He won the Premier League with Leicester, that'll probably never be done again. It's not really a shock. You know what football's like these days? Just sack anyone as soon as it's not going their way. I mean, Mourinho will probably get a few years, but he got sacked from Chelsea, didn't he? So, yeah, it's just like that at the moment, really, in football. It's so much money, etc. It's a shame for him, though. I don't think they would have got relegated. Main talking point tonight is about Aguero triple captain. Yeah. How's it going, Ian? Yeah, Mourinho was really good actually about Ranieri's sacking. Is Ken here? Did he do the Coutinho transfer? I don't know if he's done that transfer yet because he was quite big on Coutinho last week. He usually comes in on Friday at some point. Don't know what time he'll be here. By the way, all the thumbs up were really good last week, or on the last, only 2 days ago. 134 likes. Thank you very much, people. Triple captain is way better than bench boost. Prioritise your triple captain. Maybe, yeah. Am I a pro Clouds fan? Not really. I usually just play Ultimate Team. You have a couple of issues. Okay, so this is one question I've seen come up a lot. Not necessarily in this stream so far, but in other ones is, do you play Jakubovic this week or Heaton? I think Jakubovic is a decent alternative to Heaton anyway, and he's the one at home, so he'd be the one I was getting. I would play if I had both for sure. Amit to Coleman for a hit, yeah, that could be good. I'm actually looking at that myself. I'm going to go through my transfer thoughts in a bit. I don't know. I've been going through so many different scenarios in my head this today. The poll should be up. Let me have a look. Yeah, how many double game week 27 players? Thanks to Fozzie tweeting me earlier, because I always forget to do that first. So everyone who's joined in the stream, should be able to see that straight away because I had that ready to go before the stream started. So if you click on the little eye in the top right of the screen, there's a vote for how many double game week 27 players you will have if obviously City win. Ian, you think Heaton is not needed anymore this season? Jakubovic has great fixtures. If Pickford starts this weekend, then I'll be even more tempted to do Heaton to Jakubovic. The thing is, you never want to do a goalkeeper transfer unless you absolutely have to, and there's probably going to be no reason to like absolutely get rid of Heaton. But if I need to raise money, for example, I'd be happy to do that, I think. I do think Jakubovic will win out in the end over Heaton for the rest of the season. Obviously, Heaton's done well up to this point, but that's my opinion. Do you play Valdez or Hennessy? Are they playing each other? Yeah. That's a bit trickier. Obviously, Middlesbrough are really tight, and Crystal Palace are really rubbish, but I don't necessarily think Middlesbrough are going to score away from home either, so probably go with the home guy there, but Middlesbrough are pretty tight. Is anyone else considering Abel Hernandez now he's fit? They said he's definitely ready to play, haven't they? Just said he's back in training. I could be wrong, but I thought they just said he was just back in training. I can look it up in a minute, maybe. Jakupovic's fixtures are great. Yeah, obviously whole fixtures are good. What's going on? There's strange music and a photo of Kun. Am I dreaming? I don't know. There shouldn't be a picture of Aguero anymore. Should be my ugly mug and a picture of, well, the bottom of my team. Am I worried that Crouch may not start? I am, to be honest. I think I'm going to be good again this week, but obviously he's playing Spurs away, so it's not. I don't even really want to play him. I just kind of have to. But obviously they've said now that Berahino's kind of pretty much good to go, looking good in training, etc. So I'm going to have to keep him because he's got a double game week potentially next week, and I don't want to take him out. And he'll probably come on even if he doesn't start. And we don't know. Maybe the two of them will play together. That does seem unlikely to me, but we'll see, I suppose. But yeah, I've got to keep him for the double game week, but I am a bit worried, but not worried enough to spend the transfer on him. At the end of the day, he's my bench fodder. I'll have to bench, I already said in the last stream, I'll have to bench someone like Phillips if I play him in the double game, which is a bit annoying, but can't not play those double game weeks. Berahino is a better sub player in your opinion. Yeah, but they haven't bought him to play him on the subs bench. He did enough of that at West Brom. I mean, the only downside for Berahino is that Crouch has been playing well. Much better than people thought he was going to, myself included, to be honest. Crouch can score against anyone, yeah, but everyone finds it hard to score against Spurs away from home. Someone asked me just a minute ago to go through my Game Week 27 thoughts, like transfers. I'll do them soon. Kind of want to get your thoughts, to be honest, because I've got 3 different scenarios. One that gets rid of Ibra this week, one that gets rid of Ibra next week, and one that gets rid of Lukaku next week and keeps Ibra, so we'll see. But ultimately, it all, no matter what combo of transfers I do, I'm looking at 3 double game week players in Game Week 27, so that'll be Crouch, because I've already got him, Sterling and Aguero. So regardless of how I make my transfers, they're the 3 that I'll end up with. The reason I'm kind of going off, not necessarily off the Ibra idea, like keeping Ibra and getting Aguero and getting rid of Lukaku and then getting him back, is because that'll cost 4 extra points. I'll have 1 less player in Game Week 28. And obviously Lukaku is going to start. He should get 2 points at least. The 4-point hit is 6. So even if Ibra scores a hat-trick, that's 17 points. That's 11 points lost, and the likelihood is he doesn't score a hat-trick. And obviously, there's nothing to say that Lukaku won't score. It's going to be tough again because it's Spurs away, but we'll see. I'll go through them in a bit. Taking a -4 or -8 this game week, or neither? Is that a question, or is that what you're doing? I mean, I like hits, to be honest, around this time of the year. If you're getting in a play, you know, obviously you won't want to be recommending hits and stuff for, you know, players like Stanislas or whoever, but if they're going to start, then yeah, you're good to go, I think. If they're good for the long term. Who is Mark captain? I think he said on the scout cast he was captaining Lukaku, but he was looking to bring in maybe Kane or Costa for Ibra. And now we've had this Man City news. No, I don't think he said he was going to do that, but he said on the FPL show he was, because of the thingy news. The potential Man City double game week news, so we'll see. We'll see. Mane as captain. Yeah, I like the Leicester fixture. I don't know if it's better or worse, to be honest, that they've sacked the manager. I mean, it does sound like the players were kind of the ones that wanted him to go. So perhaps they'll be better now. Or they'll play better, at least. I just think Lukaku against Sunderland is the better option. Can I clarify the possible Game Week 27 news? If City win their FA Cup game, they'll have a double game week in Game Week 27, and so will Stoke. Simple as that. How's it going, Big Ricey? Yeah, I think you may have the best name out of everyone in the streams. Best forward for Game Week 26, Kane or Costa? Well, I've said it a few times, I have a bit of bias against Costa, but he does have a great record against Swansea. I think both are good options. I prefer Kane, I think. What's the tipple tonight? It is black and swish. Nothing interesting, I'm afraid. The only reason I'm drinking that is because I've just drank loads of water today, so I'm a bit bored of just having it on its own. Let's play a FIFA match, Espen. I might play FIFA after the stream, actually. We'll see. Could stream that too. Played a bit of Ultimate Team last night. You thought about Ibra to Costa and playing him ahead of Crouch? Yes, that is one of the scenarios I've thought of, basically. But yeah, then I'd just play Costa against West Ham in 27 instead of Ibra against Bournemouth. So, yeah, I have thought about that. No deals on beers in Tesco. Yeah, I'm just trying not to drink beer at the moment. What team have I... we'll talk about Ultimate Team later in the stream. I can show you my teams, etc. If I do stream that, I'll close this one down and open a new one, maybe on Twitch, I don't know. Might take me a few minutes to set it up. Manny for Ali or Sterling for Ali? Well, you wouldn't want to do Sterling... Well... I would just, if you're gonna, obviously you're gonna want Sterling next week if they have a double game week. So keep Ali this week. Don't worry about Mane too much, and then get Sterling next week. How's it going, Shawnee? You won't lie, my team does look a bit shocking this week. Oh, that's so harsh. Well, remember, I've still got an extra hit to do, so that'll be. Funes Mori and for for Amat. Probably Funes Mori, maybe Coleman. So then the defence looks okay. I think my team's alright. It's just Crouch really that's the problem, but you can't have everything in blanks. And I did kind of I did almost screw myself by having so many Man United and Arsenal players running up to Game Week 26. So I had like Ibra, Mkhitaryan, Jones, Giroud and Sanchez, so I was always going to get a bit stuck. Should you bench Sigurdsson on a Grado? He's top of the goals imminence table. Oh, Crystal Palace are pretty rubbish. For me, if I'm betting money this weekend, or if I'm betting on clean sheets, I'm betting on a Chelsea clean sheet. So the most I think Sigurdsson's going to get this week, and this is kind of what I'm telling myself, like he's going to basically do nothing for me this week. He's going to get 3 points max, and that's if Chelsea can't score, which seems unlikely. So I can't believe I'm saying this. I almost think you should play Negredo ahead of Sigurdsson. But I know that's kind of a hard thing to tell yourself. God, I've got to stop drinking that so quick. Be running out of the room in a minute. Thoughts on Ranieri? Yeah, I've already said about Ranieri. It's harsh on him. I'm not really shocked, to be honest, but I don't think they should have done it. Bold prediction: Mane will be given a troll name. Yeah, I think Ken was saying on one of the streams last week, Mane's scored or like I've gotten points in attacking returns in like exactly half of his games. So over the next few weeks we should be good. Yes, Matthew, I'll be doing another sub this week. Exactly who? It'd basically be Coleman or Funes Mori in for Amat. I'm pretty much kind of set on that. Andy, am I missing a trick by keeping Sanchez and Ibra this week and saving my free transfer? No Chelsea or Liverpool attack. Well, that depends kind of who you're saving them for and what your team looks like. I wouldn't be rushing to get Liverpool and Chelsea attacking if your team looks good anyway. But I do think it's, especially Sanchez, worthwhile getting rid for most people. Is Mane okay after his dodgy chicken? Man, there were so many rumours in the last stream. Sorry, a bit of typing so early. Ibra to Lukaku or friend to Coleman? Well, that depends if you've got another captain option this week, I think, because Lukaku's a really good option. Did the players want Ranieri out? Apparently, but obviously we don't know for definite. I mean, Ranieri's a pretty classy guy, so I don't think he's going to come out and say it was the players, but we'll see. He might do it in a cryptic way. How's it going, Kian? The form is good. I still feel not uncomfortable. I still don't know how to sometimes answer Irish people when they say, like, how's the form or how's the crack? I just feel like saying, crackless. Defoe or Ibra to Lukaku for -4. Again, that depends on your team, because obviously Defoe's got a fixture this week, let's not forget that. But Ibra in 27 would be nice. So if your team can cope with it this week, maybe Defoe to Lukaku. But with so many big hitters blanking, I don't really like taking players out that have got a fixture for a hit. Obviously, I'm doing it for Amat, but he's probably not going to play anyway. I sound like I type real fast. Yeah, I do type really fast. Aguero triple captain in Gameweek 27. We were going to talk about that soon. But there's loads of questions coming right now, so we'll just keep going with the questions for now. Play Pickford or Minone. I think you're safe either way. So Benteke to Lukaku for a -4, but you'll still need to get rid of Lukaku for Aguero. That doesn't sound like it's worth it to me. You're basically paying a -4 just to play him this week. I don't know about that. If you've got another captain, I probably wouldn't do it. Am I eating a pie tonight? No. I've had dinner already. Yeah, I kind of miss Mahrez in my team. I think they've got some good fixtures coming up as well. I think they've got a decent enough run. Let's talk FPL drinking game on a Friday stream. The first rule, shot when Andy says it depends. But it does though, doesn't it? I don't know, I want to give a straight answer to everyone, but I always overthink stuff, so I think, well, it depends if they got this player or that player and who they're going to captain. You would be basically on the floor in about half an hour. Missing this double Gameweek 27 triple captain chance may be the difference maker, as bench boost in Gameweek 37 seems better. Yeah, the only thing is, I remember sacrificing triple captain last year in favour of bench boost and it didn't work out. We'll see. Andy Carroll for West Ham in Gameweek 28. I like Carroll if he's going to play, but he's injury prone. He's probably injured right now. You have to wait on that one. Oh yeah, I should have done a captain's poll really. Ah, it's too late now. I can add it, but everyone would have to refresh, and that's a pain in the arse, so we'll just leave that. Don't forget, thumbs up button. Appreciated. I said over 100 thumbs up last time, or 100 likes. Yeah, I'll be captain Lukaku. I mean, sorry, I keep putting my team down so you can't see it. I don't really have another standout option. Mane maybe, but I just think Lukaku's hopefully the better one. Yeah, Mane is playing on Monday, so what will people do with Aguero in Gameweek 28? That all depends how I get him in, but I wouldn't be too bothered about getting rid of him again, I think. Although, if he does what obviously we want him to do, if we're captaining him and does really well, do we get rid of him? When will you start reviewing Twitter questions? I'll probably do it a bit later on, to be honest, because I just like answering the chat questions when there's so many questions. It's absolutely flying right now. What do you make of Dele Alli? He's been dropping quite deep. Would you play Robertson or I wouldn't play Sigurdsson ahead of him because, like I said earlier, I think Chelsea is a clean sheet. Playing Robertson against Dele Alli, that's brave. It could work out. I'm worried about Ali, but I've just got no reason to get rid of him because he's playing. Obviously, I've already got Mane in. No one I really need to bring in, so I'm a bit worried about him. I don't know if I'd play Robertson ahead of him though. Don't know if I'm that worried about him. Ali to Hazard for -4. No, I don't really like that. I mean, if you're going to captain Hazard, then maybe it's worth it, but they both don't play in 28, so. I'll like the video if you eat a pie at 8-1. After all the Maguire hype, does anyone actually own him? That'd be an interesting question. I guarantee there's probably not as many as were originally talking about him, myself included, to be honest. I've slowly talked myself out of owning him. Just because, I know, well, to be fair, they did say that Curtis and Dawson will be out for another 3 or 4 weeks, so you're probably looking quite good for Maguire in the short term. Like the next 3-4 game weeks maybe. Stones for Baines for a hit. If you're bringing Stones in for Baines for a hit for a double game, I do not like that in any way. Why are Man City the only side that can bring fixtures forward? They're not really. I think it all depends on the Premier League and both clubs agreeing to it, etc., etc. Macaulay or Brunt? Are you bringing one of those in? I like Brunt, but you can't sniff at Macaulay's ability to score goals from corners, etc. You'll consider an Aguero captain and Arnautovic in Gameweek 27. You like covering both teams. Yeah, I like, even in smaller game weeks, I like usually having like 3 to 4 players. Obviously, we're just a bit more stuck this time because of the Gameweek 28 blank. Like if they had games all the way through, it'd be a much easier decision. No guarantee that Dawson or Curtis will go straight back in. Yeah, I mean Dawson's the captain though, right? So potentially more likely. Carroll will never be fit, not for a prolonged period of time. He won't. How many hits am I taking in the next few game weeks? Chill with the caps. No need, no need. 4 this week. Maybe an 8 this week. 4 next week. Maybe a 4 the week after. I'm happy to take hits. I think you have to manage the blanks and doubles, but it should be worth it. And if it's not, well, we tried, right? After Gameweek 28, our West Brom asset's the first that we should be looking to get rid of. I mean, right now, like Phillips, for example, if he goes through the next 2 games and does nothing, then he's absolutely one we should get rid of. But, yeah, we'll see. You've seen how quickly things have changed from like a couple of weeks ago to now. In 2 game weeks' time, it could be just the same. Your team this game week looks horrible. I don't know, is it that bad? What teams are people running with where they're much better than what I'm running with? I mean, sure, Crouch instead of Kane or Costa looks not great. I don't think my team's that bad. Phillips the type of guy to score as soon as we'll get rid. Yeah, maybe. The fixtures are really difficult though, I think, so... Yeah, I did see Ali's tackle last night. It was ridiculous. It was very, very, very bad. How many players should you have in Game Week 28 at least? 8 probably. No Chelsea attack. You can't have everyone, can you? Who needs Everton attack when you've got Mawson on the bench? I actually like Pedro as an option for this week. It's just you don't want to play with that niggling feeling where he could get benched, so I'm doing Amat to Coleman or Funes Mori tonight. I think my team will look alright then. I'm happy to play Holobas. Could be a lot worse than having to play him. Hazards to do the damage this game. Yeah, he could do. But who do I get him in for? It's not really. I've got money in already, so... Like I said earlier, I kind of screwed myself out of Man United and Arsenal players I had, so I had to kind of do what I could and go along with the rest. We'll see. It might not be that bad this week. All it needs is like a haul from, I don't know, maybe Funes Mori to get his first goal, do a Mawson. Who am I going to bench if I bring in Funes Mori? Mawson. So I expect Chelsea to score. Do you ever look at your team and see a massive yellow card? Nah, I see a guy that once got me an assist and once got me a goal and one that I benched for most games and just played him in the nice home ones, so... I know he'll probably get a yellow, he'll probably concede, but he's at home. Fingers crossed, I suppose. I'm just hoping with him. Can't have the perfect team every game week. A forward for less than 6. Peter Crouch. I think Nias may have been an option, but now Abel Hernandez is back in training. I don't know. I need to look up the tweet, but I can't remember if they said that he was in training or like ready to go. Oh, he's 5.9, but probably a bit risky. I can't remember what other forwards are under 6 million. Ashley Barnes might be an option, but Burnley's fixtures are all away from home, so I'm always a bit worried about that. Oh god, is Peter Crouch the best option? But even he might be going. Barnes is probably your best pick right now. Holobas started left wing against United. There you go, boom. Markovic in for Stanislas. I don't own Stanislas, obviously, you can see that. I still have this like kind of hope or feeling that he'll get back into the team, but I know it's a bit annoying to own him. Am I keeping Mkhitaryan? Only because I think I made the Sanchez move before he got injured. So obviously there's still a chance he plays in 27 as well, but he will probably become Sterling anyway. Unless he's fit, and in which case I might keep him and do Ali to Sterling, we'll see. Cheers, Jay Woodsy. Oh yeah, talking of subs, I think Let's have a look. Yeah, 746 now, so close to 750. So hit that sub button if you haven't already. Rostov is a really hard tie. Yeah, we could have done without that, to be honest. Anyway, why don't you take a hit for Mino for Mkhitaryan? Because I want Sterling. And I mean, I could do Ali to Sterling, but Ali's got a fixture next week. So I don't know. I kind of want to. As soon as we found out there might be a double game week for our Man City, I kind of wanted to not do the double Liverpool midfield option. To be honest, I want to keep my options open as long as possible now. Have a player in your mini league with 20.2 million in the bank. Wow. When you've got 1 million subs, I hope you'll remember us who've been here from the start. Yeah. I'll remember you. A quarter of the game subbing to me on YouTube. That'd be interesting. I know the music. I need to. I promise I will look for another playlist I can play without getting my stream taken down. Do I think Burnley will keep a clean sheet? I'm not super confident about that, to be honest, but unless you've got a better home goalkeeper, then Heaton's not the worst to play. Worst to play this week. I just think going away to Russia is never an easy task, no matter who the team is, almost. Plus, it'll be probably. I think they've already said it's going to be a horrible pitch, etc. I could have no music, but it's a bit. Don't know. It just sounds a bit weird. People have said a few times they'd rather have music, even if it's music they don't necessarily like. I'm at to Maguire for a hit to field 11 this week. Yeah, I think that's a great transfer. You can play Maguire quite a few times over the next 6 game weeks. Is it risky to start 2 players versus Burnley? No. They're pretty rubbish away from home. Score predictions for games this week. I never actually do that, do I? This song has become ingrained in my brain. Hang on. Oh yeah, I can't really look for music now. I might look for a different playlist. Okay. So I think Chelsea will win to nil, maybe 2-0, 3-0 potentially. I don't think they're going to score any more than 3. Palace, I don't know how to judge Palace and Middlesbrough, I really don't. I think Palace are rubbish, but I just think it could just be the game where they go on and score a few. So I think Crystal Palace will probably win that. Should we say 2-1 maybe? Everton, I think, will win. Will Defoe have enough to get a goal? He seems to always pop up with a goal, but I think Everton may win that to 0 as well. 2-0. Hull and Burnley. I think Hull are going to nick this one. I think it's going to be low scoring as well. Maybe 1-0 to Hull, something like that. If anyone wants to listen to this music, by the way, you just type in no copyright sounds into Spotify or YouTube. They've got like a playlist and stuff. West Brom and Bournemouth. I've said all week that Bournemouth are going to score, so I have to stick with that. But I think West Brom will win. Bournemouth can see goals, so maybe. Oh god! Imagine predicting that Imagine predicting that Tony Pulis side are going to score 3 goals. 3-1, I reckon. West Brom. Oh yeah, the link is in my video. Good point. Watford and West Ham. That could be like a 1-1, I reckon. Spurs to win again to 0. 3-4-0. Leicester against Liverpool. Leicester got rid of a manager they probably didn't like. Liverpool always score. Maybe 2-1 Liverpool. We'll go with that. Said that really quick. I won't even remember who I predicted tomorrow. Do I do Super 6 or Goal Scorer Challenge? I don't know. Basically, it's the same reason I haven't played Sky this year. I'm just awful for remembering to fill that stuff in. So I really like the Goal Scorer Challenge game. It's so simple. It can be quite entertaining, especially because they do like FA Cup and stuff, but I always forget to do it. I do want to play Sky next year. Okay, what's the name of this tune? Hang on a second. Hang on. This is called Candyland by... hang on, let me write in the chat. Something like that, I think. You don't think Spurs can put 4 past Stoke? I mean, I must admit, with Rose not in the team, 4 is probably a bit too much, but we'll see. Do I consider myself Irish or English? Definitely English. I just live in Ireland. I do really like the song they sing at Irish rugby games, though. Why is Mark showing a lot of FPL secrets in an FPL show? I don't know. It's an absolute puzzler. Why would he be talking about FPL in the FPL show? Sing it. I can't sing it. The funny thing is, like, I kind of zone out of the music. Like, I know it's in my ears because I'm chatting. The other thing is I can hear myself back. So I'm hearing myself speak and I can hear myself back in the headphones, so we'll see. Spurs like rubbish. Yeah, I just feel like they're definitely going to beat Stoke, and I think by a good few goals. Like I said, I think 4 is probably a bit too... maybe wishing for too much or hoping for too much, but we'll see. I think the Rose still injured is a bit annoying, but they got enough quality to put a few past Stoke. Yeah, the Island Rugby song is like the standing tool. I'm not going to sing it. Definitely not. Hazard or Kane captain? I don't know. If you agree with the chat that Spurs are rubbish and they're not going to put many goals past Stoke, then Hazard, because most people seem to think that Chelsea are going to batter Swansea. I don't necessarily think so. Ireland's cool, yeah, that's it. Who would win an arm wrestle? Granville, Andy, or Granville, me or Johnny? Me, of course. No, I know it's not the national anthem. It's a bit like Johnny. I know they don't play it, but they don't play it at the start. It's a bit like Swing Low for England, or they kind of play Jerusalem at the cricket. What happened to Odegaard, the Norwegian guy who joined Madrid at 16? I think he's been loaned out by them. He's gone back to Norway. Have I lost weight? I don't. Well, actually, I may have this week. I've tried to be eating a bit better, but literally for this week, so I don't think you can see it just yet. So I missed the question now. I wanted to answer. No one mentioned Watford with 5 home fixtures and 2 away. Yeah, I think the problem with Watford is they're going to blank in 28, and who do you really want to bring in? There's so many other good options. Snodgrass worth a punt this week or wait until he starts something. I think he's going to keep starting. I don't think there's too much worry about him being rotated. Just depends whether you need him this week, really. I used to be Little Ricey. I don't know why, I love that name, Big Ricey. Every time I see it, it makes me laugh. Oh, Netherlands he went to. Okay, my bad. I knew he wasn't at Madrid at the moment. The FPL show is that a spoon feeding? Come on, it's just... What I don't know what people want them to say on that show. It's a show about FPL. Of course they're going to give tips for FPL. Oh, he's got a new spreadsheet, has he? Has he tweeted me? Let's have a look. Okay, he's got a new article up. I see, I see, I see. Oh my god. Let me get up this this spreadsheet. It's going to take me about an hour to get my head around it. So this is Ben Krellin's. You should follow him if you haven't already. I'm sure most of you have. He's got loads of followers now. I think he used to have less than me before this blank game week thing started. So this is his new spreadsheet. Oh Jesus. I can't get my head around that. I think the tweets he sent me earlier are easier to read. Make of that what you will. Alright, let's go through the tweets he sent me earlier. So this is about, essentially I tweeted him to say, could you let me know when the potential double game weeks are for Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea and Spurs, because I basically considering you know, whether to triple captain Aguero next week if he has a double game week. So, oh, good man, Malik. Look at him. Got his lights turned on. Let's retweet that. If I can find it, main thread. Okay, this is it, isn't it? I'll tell you what, hang on. Let me learn how to use Twitter. And we'll go from there. Bench Snodgrass or Phillips or Rondon? I'd probably bench Rondon, but that feels wrong. It feels wrong, Don. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, there we go. That works, right? You see that okay? Bench Barnes or Evans? So I think Bournemouth are going to score, but I don't know. Barnes is are playing hard. I'm not really expecting Burnley to score, but it's a bit. But I know it's boring when you bench the attacker in favour of the defender, so we'll see. Can you see this tweet? Okay, so I know sometimes I pull them up and they're quite small. Someone let me know. Could be sat here for a while, boys. You can see it cool, right? So yeah, basically, obviously this is all rough. We don't know for sure exactly who's going to play when. We don't know who's going to progress in the FA Cup, etc, etc. Obviously, we didn't know that Man City's fixture was potentially going to get moved if they won, or it's going to get moved if they won. So we'll see. So if Spurs beat Millwall in the FA Cup, their double game week will, you know, almost certainly. So pretty much in game week 37, will be in game week 37. So it'll be Man United and Crystal Palace, or Man United and Leicester. So that's not, so straight away, that's not a triple captain game for me, right? Or it's not as good as Aguero's. So 99% sure that Arsenal will have a double game week in game week 37, and it'll be Stoke plus one of Southampton, Leicester or Sunderland. Now I like that, right? So I think I'd rather captain Sanchez in that than Aguero in 27. But the other thing to consider is by game week 37 it could be all over. Arsenal could be in top 4. Chelsea could have, well, they pretty much would have the league wrapped up by then, I'm sure. So I sometimes I think towards the end of the season it gets a bit tougher to second guess teams. Yeah, Aguero's form is this is the great thing actually. There's so many questions of what to do. It's a hard decision, but yeah. So let's say it's Stoke and Sunderland, and that could be good. Leicester, will they be better at that point because of their new manager? I don't know. Obviously, Stoke away and Southampton away, not ideal. So if they beat Lincoln in the FA Cup, I hope you're following this. It's going to get really confusing. If Arsenal beat Lincoln, are they playing Lincoln? Yeah, they are, aren't they? They'll either play. I think that's supposed to be Southampton. So Southampton, Leicester or Sunderland in a single game week in game week 34. So that won't be their double game week. And then the fixture that's left over will be coupled with, this is the thing, any one of these 4 fixtures. So if it's Man United at home, or sorry, let's say it's game week 35, Tottenham away and potentially Southampton away. then suddenly, if that's when Sanchez's big double game week is, it might not be any good. But then again, it could still be Stoke and Sunderland in 37, we don't know. So yeah, say if Man United get knocked out to Chelsea in the FA Cup, which could happen, obviously Chelsea are at home and they're the better side this season. Their double game week fixtures will pretty much be Man City or Southampton, and either Burnley or Spurs. So Man City or Southampton, it'll be one in one game week and one in the other. So again, I don't think that's a game week to be captain Ibra. Now, there is talk there could be a triple game week for Man United because they're in Europe still and they're in two cup. Obviously, the League Cup will be played, but they're in the FA Cup. But will any player play all 3 games? I don't know. I mean, even if Ibra gets benched, I'd expect him to come on in one of them, but they're not the most ideal fixtures. And then if Chelsea lose, if Man United beat Chelsea, we'll get a single game week in 34 and then a pretty rubbish double game week in 37. And then the fixture that's left over will be coupled with one of these. Again, maybe Swansea at home is good, but they're all away fixtures they would get with it. So, right now, I'm looking at this, I'm not triple captain and Ibra. I mean, a triple captain would be nice, but... Sorry, triple captain and a triple game week, but I don't know. And then it gets even more complicated because it definitely won't be in 32 or 33 if we beat Rostov in the last 16. So then it'll be Swansea at home or Arsenal away. So that Arsenal away is obviously not ideal. And then let's have a look. And then yeah, it gets even more if they reach the semi-finals and the semi-finals of the FA Cup and the Europa League. Then it gets even more complicated. So I think that was it, right? Chelsea United, Spurs and Arsenal. So the best scenario, I think, for a triple captain out of all those is Arsenal playing Stoke away and Sunderland at home. That's almost the reverse of what Man City have got because they've got Stoke at home and Sunderland away. So it's just where they're playing switched around. So there's a few things to consider, right? So Aguero's not in the greatest of form in the league right now. Will he play both games? Maybe not. Sanchez is obviously one we're right now really happy to captain. Will he be injured or something by that time? Will Walcott be an option to captain? I don't know. I mean, I don't think you can bet on injuries, but obviously it's a bit further down the line. Will the league be wrapped up? Will Arsenal have anything to play for? I mean, Sanchez always plays, right? So that's probably not an issue, and he always wants to do well. But that might not even be the double game week. It could be Stoke away and Southampton away, so... I don't know, I'm tempted to use it on Aguero as it stands, but obviously this is all for nothing if Man City don't win their FA Cup. So yeah, I don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the chat right now. All I know is this is freaking complicated. Like, seriously. So bench boost for game week 34, and I think bench boost will be game week 37. Sounds like your plan is triple captain Aguero. I wouldn't say planning. I've just been looking into it. Right? You have to look into it. I knew it was going to get asked today, so I asked Ben to have a look through that for me. Obviously, he's been writing up the article. Is this the most complex it's ever been? I don't know if it's because I'm thinking about it more. Maybe. I think the problem is that so many big teams have won. And like Man United are still in Europe. No, sorry, in the Europa League's not helping. But it's hard to put it on a player that we're only getting in really because it's double game week. Alright, if City, obviously we wouldn't be getting them in if they're going to blank in 28 anyway, but no one was really looking at Aguero for Sunderland away. If you rate Sanchez triple captain over Aguero, do you bench boost 34? I guess you do, and that could be a problem like last year. But if I'm bench boosting in 37, I'm probably not wildcard until 36, and is that the most effective use? I don't know. Honestly, my head is all over the place with this. I think exactly what I was just about to say. That what Fozzie has said. I think because this double game week is like 7 weeks before 34, obviously, and like 10 weeks before 37. I think that's also putting a bit of doubt in our mind because we feel like we have to use the triple captain in the normal double game weeks in 34 and 37. Like we've pretty much been talking about triple captain in 34 or 37 since the start of the season. So it's kind of ingrained. So now it's kind of almost 10 weeks earlier. I think we're starting to doubt ourselves a bit. Obviously, Aguero has been a bit weird this season to own, and from FPL in general because of how many other big hitters are doing well. But I don't know. As you can tell, I'm slowly talking myself into it. I hope this isn't all just a moot point next week, and like Huddersfield win or something. That'd be annoying. TMA is from Australia. What if Pep starts eating Nacho? Then we'll be really annoyed. Only using the wildcard for 3 game weeks always seems like a waste of me. Yeah, I agreed. The thing is, another thing I didn't ask, and I don't know if Ben would know, is when will we know when the doubles are, or who's playing in these doubles? Because the earlier we know, the earlier we can start thinking about wildcarding. Because potentially, if we know there's 6 or 7 players that we will definitely want in 34, and we'll also want them in 37, then we can just wildcard and get them in and do it then. Oh, Andy, what have we done, TM? TM, what have I done? Yeah, that's a good point as well. And Ian actually didn't really play much when Aguero was banned. And they didn't even have Jesus at that point. Andy, am I waiting until after Man City versus Sunderland? Waiting for what? I'll be waiting for Gameweek 28 at that point. Am I keeping Holobas? Yeah. For now. Gameweek 28 I'll probably look to get rid maybe. For Maguire or something like that. I think he's got Southampton at home after this. I think next week I can bench him. And then the thing is, he's got Sunderland and West Brom and Swansea later on. So I'm honestly, I'm not in a rush to get rid of him. Only if I absolutely need to. I don't think Nolito's coming back in the side. What about triple captain Gabbiadini? All right, 2 things. Stop posting in caps, please. And 2, I'm not triple captain Gabbiadini. Yeah, but what you're asking me if I'm waiting for? Will I wait for what? If you're asking me, will I wait for transfers? Then yes, of course I will next week. I'll wait until after the Man City game because if they lose to Huddersfield, then I don't want any Man City players. If they win, I want 2, so I can't do my transfers early. Not a chance. No matter what the price raises are. Am I doing any more transfers this game? But yes, I will be doing Coleman or Funes Morion for Amat. Who, I don't know just yet. How many cards is Holobas up to? That's a good point. I don't know, but I really wish... It's actually nice that they changed this, by the way. It's nice that they put none in. That definitely had to be done. They need to put the totals back at the bottom. So yeah, the cards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. So we've still got a few more to these banned again. Hey look, you can't have too much of a go at triple captain Gabbiadini. He captained in last week, 2 goals. There's always someone in a double game week that surprises you. Maybe it'll be him. Who's watching the streams? Oh, sorry, yeah. Hey dude, look, if you want to triple captain Gabardini, I want to see how it goes for you. Do I reckon Brandt for midfielder? It's a possibility. We'll have to see. It'd be really interesting to see the West Brom lineup this week. Because if we expect Evans to jump straight back in, and someone has to move out. And obviously Morrison's in good form. My overall rank is 76k at the moment. Lots of people are taking hits. Yeah, that's what happens around blanks and doubles. It's suddenly so much easier to talk yourself into taking a hit. Morrison has been flagged as injured, has he? Oh, Pulis didn't name any names though, did he? I don't think. What's my lowest finish in FPL? I finished outside the top 100k one year. Really bad. Gameweek, sorry, in 2013-14 I finished 103k. That was poor. To be honest, I'm not going to make excuses, it was a poor finish, but I just wasn't really that into FPL that year. I was working a lot of night shifts, so annoying. But no excuses, awful finish, 100k. I still put enough time in it to do better than that. What is this song? Because I subject you to these songs every stream, I'm gonna, if you want to know what a song is, not every one please, but I'll write it in the chat. A tough breakup that, you know, I literally just working nights. So I was going to sleep like as deadline on Saturday would come, so I just do my transfers way earlier just because I couldn't bother to make them on the morning, etc. Yeah, I agree that this week is a good week to take hits because one, we're trying to cover players that aren't playing, and two, you can get players in that are going to cover another game week later on. Like Liverpool really helped us out. Obviously, Hull's fixtures are really good too. Maguire or Mawson, so I think it has to be Maguire at this point. Is the better fixtures going for, like over the next kind of 6 when you're going to need him. He can be played in 26 and 28 without any issues. Mawson's playing Chelsea this week, so not great. Maguire's getting quite a few goal attempts too. Obviously, Mawson's shown that he can convert them, but he's converted quite a few from not many shots, so I'd expect that to clear up. I mean, the biggest advantage I suppose that Mawson has is it's Sigurdsson delivering the ball to him. Andy, why do you say no to having City players if they lose FA Cup replays? Surely they provide more Gameweek 20 options. Yeah, maybe. I mean, they have Sunderland away, I suppose. Yeah, possibly. I don't know if I would still bring in. Maybe Sterling, but I wouldn't be bringing in Aguero at that point. Will I sell Mkhitaryan? Yeah, I'll sell him next week probably. I don't think anyone does know for sure which West Brom players Pulis meant. Yeah, I will sell Mkhitaryan soon enough. Hazard or Eriksen for captain this week? Definitely Hazard. For me. Yeah, Pulis is quite annoying, to be honest. Oh, your Chinese just arrived. Big righty. I hope you're going to eat it in front of your screen. There's no way you're turning off right now. Damn, there's 119 people watching right now. Appreciate you all tuning in. I think that's the highest so far. See what subs we're at. 747 subs. If anyone's watching, you haven't already subbed, hit that button. Only 3 more to go until 750. And obviously, if you haven't hit the thumbs up button yet, we're on 48 currently. We've got 134 in the last stream, so go hit that button. Yeah, it's definitely the highest, 120. Well, as I say that, oh, 121. Okay, I'll stop watching that now. Stop watching that. You're all legends. Ericsson goal and assist yesterday, back to his best. I think I prefer Hazard, captain. 1k subs a month, yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. Yeah, the questions here are flying. That's why I haven't looked at Twitter. If there's questions in the chat, I prefer just doing that, because once I start looking at Twitter, right, like when I did the stuff about the double game week, so I just start missing stuff in the chat. Thoughts on 4-5-1? So here's another shot for you all. It depends. Like, I'm perfectly happy playing 4-5-1 if you've got the players. So if you look at my team, if I'd if this Man City news hadn't come across or come about, I would have done Mkhitaryan to Firmino this week, and probably played 3-5-2 or 4-5-1. So I may have just done the Amat transfer as well. Tell me now, Matt, or anyone else, did Vertonghen play in Europe, and did they play three at the back? I didn't catch that. All I saw from that really was the Dele Alli leg break. Have I not considered? I don't know how to pronounce that. Is it Ranocchia, isn't it? As a Maguire alternative? Not really, to be honest. If I'm going to alternate at all in the whole defence, I'd probably just go Robertson and save the money. He's definitely going to play. Okay, so they did play 3-5-2, so that's interesting. So hopefully Ali will be a good. He won't go going around breaking people's knees. Okay, Dele Alli back up front. Okay, we're good then. So I'm expecting a Dele Alli hat-trick this week. Is that what you're promising me, basically, Matt? Ranocchia is a batsman. Yeah, he could be good. Hold Ibra, buy Lallana. Or sell Ibra and get Mane. Who are you selling Ibra for? Okay, a hat-trick for Ali. Perfect. Maybe I should captain him. You think Burnley will score tomorrow? I don't know. I mean, I think someone on the Scoutcast, I don't know if it was Mark or Johnny, was saying that they think maybe, like Hull, maybe yes, they've been tighter in the big games, but will they kind of go for it a bit more in these games where they're playing? I suppose that almost they're. I mean, Burnley are doing quite well; they're up the table, but almost they're like relegation rivals. Josh King going under the radar. So I mentioned him in the last stream, the last video. The only problem I have with him is he's going to be rotated at some point. He will, absolutely. You just don't need that annoyance, really. Plus, Bournemouth's fixtures aren't very good. I mean, for me, I think I would double up on Jakupovic and Maguire and not play Heaton, to be honest. I mean, with Jakupovic, you've got save points just like Heaton. Maguire, goal threat. Possible surprise result for this weekend. Southampton to beat Man United? Hopefully not. Anish, you feel like the only one taking hits? You won't be the only one. Don't panic. $750 subs. You legends. 57 likes. Why do you call Jonty Johnny? I don't call him Johnny, I call him Jonty. Mark calls him Joe. Because Joe's his real name. I actually have to like almost tell myself not to say Joe. Prefer Mawson next week. Let's have a look. Obviously I've looked at these fixtures a few times. So yeah, Burnley. The thing is, obviously you preferably want to play them in the home fixtures. So Middlesbrough at home's good, Burnley at home's good, Hull and Bournemouth. Bournemouth's not the greatest game I think to have to play. Hull could be okay, but I just think Maguire is a better option for like the next 6. Anish, that is a crazy question. Who would I rather bring in? Aguero and Sterling, both double game weeks, or Aguero and Sigurdsson, who doesn't have a double game week? It's got to be Aguero and Sterling. Obviously, if there's a double game week. If not, then Aguero and Sigurdsson could be good. Which mini league do I want to win the most? That is a good question. Probably this one right now, the stream one. Just so I can have a stream at the end of the season dedicated to gloating when no one tunes in. Maguire needs to deliver on these stats. Yeah, he may never score. He actually looks quite good going forward during games as well, though. It's not just stats, I think. I put money on Ali to score 2 weeks ago. If he scores a hat-trick tomorrow, you'll be pissed off. I won't be for sure. How many hours a week do I average spend on FFS? Don't know really. It does vary from day to day. Like sometimes I feel like I'm on there all the time. And then like today, I've barely been on there. Over the lifetime of when I've been on there, Jesus, I've spent hours and hours. If you join the Let's Talk FPL League, mini league, do you start from 0? No, you'll start from Gameweek 23 like everyone else. Nidoval, quit the trolling. We know you're trolling. Come on. It depends if it's a good or a bad week. Yeah, true. When Alfie Mawson scored, I was on there quite a bit. What have I got since 23? Let me have a look. What league? Oh yeah. I've got 193 since Gameweek 23. Is it weird that you don't use Fantasy Football Scout but you watch the Scoutcast on this? No, I don't think that's weird. Not everyone wants to use forums. Just like not everyone wants to watch YouTube. It's all good. Saturday on Twitter gets a hammering for FPL. Yeah, I know. Like it, my mentions aren't like super huge or anything, but like on a Saturday morning, it gets tough to reply to everyone. So if you're someone that tweets me before you make a transfer on the morning, do it as early as possible. You tend to find I suddenly get like a bunch of tweets around like 11 o'clock for 11:30 deadline, so it's too late by that point. Is not owning Hazard worrying me? Not really, to be honest. I think this season's kind of been the same all the way through. There's always been another option, or at least it's felt like that. For most of the time, obviously we've all got Sanchez, or we all had Sanchez, we all had Ibra, etc, etc. But generally for most positions, there's been another option that's done okay. So, and this week I suppose I've got Mane instead of Hazard. I could have brought in Hazard, but I went for Mane because obviously he's not blanking. Cheers, Missy. Yeah, hopefully it's a sunglasses night. Have fun back at work. Oh, there's no 12:30 kickoff. Oh yeah, I didn't realise that. Oh well. What's the stream league code? It's in the description below the stream. Captain Hazard instead of Costa. There's been so much talk about Costa's record. I'd find it hard to captain Hazard, but he would generally be my preference out of the two. I feel like if one of them was going to get a haul, it'll be Hazard. Anyone? Yeah, did anyone get Coutinho or Firmino instead of Mane? I always cock up those two names once I have to say them together. But Firmino and Coutinho, did anyone get either of those instead of Mane? I'd be more interested to know if anyone got those two but could have afforded Mane. Let me have a look at the poll results. Okay, how do I do this? Why do I forget every time how to do it? Pedro Barkley for GSC, goal scorer challenge. Pedro, do it. Okay, poll results. So 42 responses this time. So how many double game week 27 players we have? So 1 to 2 players is 66%. That's 28 people. 3 to 4 is 26%. And 5 plus is 4%. That's only 2 people. So it tells me they might be lying. And none is 2%, 1 person. So the majority is 1 to 2. That sounds about right. I'm gonna have 3 to 4, personally. Cheers, Carl. See you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Hey Trevor, how's it going? What determines whether I get Coleman or Funes Mori? I'm basically still wondering whether I bring in Aguero for Lukaku or Ibra. I'm almost because if I bring in if I bring in Aguero for Lukaku, I can't afford Coleman as well. I'm almost thinking at this point just to get Funes Mori and worry about who I bring Aguero in for next week. Because the problem as well getting Coleman is, along with Alonso, that's another defender that's worth quite a lot of money. That's going to make it even harder to get Sanchez back longer term. So I'm kind of thinking ahead quite a few weeks. The Funes Mori fits in quite nicely in my defence because of his price, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like if I do Funes Mori in for Amat, that's 0.7 more. And if I get rid of Heaton for Jakubovic, that's the 0.7 back. So that keeps my money at the same as it is now. And so then if I keep Ibra and get rid of Aguero, back for Lukaku, that's kind of my thinking currently. So yeah, I'm pretty much just going to get Funes Mori so I don't have to make a decision this week, essentially. That's how it ends up at. Coleman is way better than Funes Mori. Yeah, of course he is. He's also 1.2 million more. I don't want to not buy Coleman just because it'll be harder to bench him against Spurs. I mean, next week I'll play Alonso, of course. He plays every week. I'll play Brandt. He's got a nice fixture. And even Mawson's got Burnley at home, so I can afford to bench Coleman next week. How has Aguero crawled back? Seriously, well, he's got a double game week, and that's about it. That's the only reason. What do I prefer, Firmino and Defoe or Mane and Carroll? Probably Mane. Well, Carroll's injured all the time, isn't he? It's a bit annoying. Probably Firmino and Defoe. Make that 2, having no double game week 27 players. Would mess up your future free transfer plans. Joe, would you not take some hits though? Not seriously, sorry. Surely, because you want to be captain in a double game week player. Just for the high ceiling. Even if you just get 1 in. Obviously, each to their own. Like, play the game however you want to play it. You probably won't keep the Everton defender much after game week 28 anyway. It will all be about the double game week. It's true, but like we don't know how many double game week players are going to play at once. I've still got my wild card. Like if you look at Everton's fixtures, so you'd play your defender 3 in the next 4, so that automatically makes you think that's a good investment. Obviously, Liverpool Man United is not ideal, but if I have Funes Mori at 4.7, I can bench him. Like he's benchable at that price, and then he's got Leicester and Burnley at home. Potentially, to me, that's a long-term transfer right there. A good long-term transfer, which is why I'm happy to take a hit. I would like Coleman, but yeah, seriously, I don't know. Something tells me Andy is ignoring my questions. I'm not ignoring anyone purposely, but there's a lot, as you can see, there's a lot of questions going through the chat. Crouch to score the winner against Spurs 1-0. That would be amazing. What was better, the Holobas or Mawson 15-pointer? It's always nice to get 15 points from a defender, obviously, but I think Mawson because I bought him in for a hit. Bought him in for a hit. People were chatting about him. No one really had him in. He was such low ownership. He played on the Sunday as well. It was like the 4 PM game. And I was watching live. Awesome. You don't understand the talk of it's hard to get XXX back. Any player is just -4 away. Yeah, but you don't... Most of the time they're only -4 away, but you don't necessarily want to take out the players that could afford that could enable that. So like generally a -4 away would be like getting rid of someone like an £8 million midfielder for someone really cheap, or Ibra or Sanchez having to go, but you might want to keep them, so you got to think ahead. And he could use a drink right now with all these questions. Yeah, I might have to go and get another one in a minute, actually. I don't mind answering people's team questions. I just didn't see it. That's all. Like, I tell you now, there's a message more than every 5 seconds at the moment. So you can imagine I can't get to them all. So Joe, this is the guy. Potentially not get any double game week players next week, if obviously they play. Dropped Aguero after game week 12 and decided to go without him for the rest of the season. So I also dropped him then. You don't trust Pert's rotation. That's fair enough, but for me it'd be a risk to go without. To be fair, apart from taking him out in game week 13, Aguero has always been a kind of fear player for me. Always fear not going without him. So it's not the best way to play FPL. Should you take an 8-point hit next week to get Aguero, Sigurdsson, Olsen for Ibra, Eriksson, Van Aert? That could work. Just wait till next week and see. I need a beer. Yeah, I'm not drinking beer right now though. Do I think Real Madrid and Bayern Munich will both win away? To be honest, I can't even remember who Madrid were playing and how they did in their first leg. But Bayern Munich, yeah, against Arsenal, they could definitely win away. Arsenal are not in a good place right now. At least when it comes to playing Bayern in the Champions League. A drunk Q&A. You can do a Q&A. Don't have to be drunk for that though. Right lads, I am going to shoot off for like a 2 or 3 minute break. Just going to grab another drink. While I'm away, obviously stay tuned in, don't leave. We will be back in a sec. Hit the thumbs up button if you haven't already, and subscribe if you're new around here. But yeah, literally give me 2 minutes. I might turn the music up just a bit for those of you that enjoy it. And I'll be back in just a sec.
the waters always high. I think we're getting close. Racing through the waves, I want to be where nobody knows. Take me, baby, take me to a state of mind that's made up, baby, that's made of all the love we find. Electric, feel it in your hands. Hypnotic, watch your body stand. Happiness, this is where we stand.
What's up, people? I'm back. Apologies for that. When you gotta go, you gotta go. Now I've lost exactly what I was looking at. Chat. Still can't believe that in 1 week Jesus got injured, Aguero is back, and City get a double. That's the thing, like, it can change so quickly. That's what I'm saying, like, there's no real point in asking me about a hit next week. I mean, I can give you an idea of whether it's good or not, but next week City might not even have a double game week. Tweeting from the loo. No, I tweeted that before I went. Although tweeting it out when I had a break sign up probably wasn't the Smartest thing in the world, but it's done. Yeah, mod's a moderator, so anyone talking rubbish, etc., saying stuff that really shouldn't be in a chat like this, then they can remove the message, ban people, etc. So I have a couple of people to help me out with that, just in case I miss it. Okay, did I miss any questions apart from can we watch you eat the baby bear? We're getting a cup of coffee. Who wants it? No, I'm not a coffee drinker. Or tea for that matter. Play Diamandi, burn it home, or Ward Holloway? Yeah, that would be my first question. Is Diamandi even going to play? Like, for sure, I don't know. Player of the season. Let's talk about it from an FPL point of view. I think Tom Heaton has to be. Tom Heaton and Alonso, I think. Yeah, Costa has been a good one, very consistent. Chris Brunt, just a shame. Shame Chris Brunt hasn't done it for longer. Oh man, total FPL, it was chaos at times. You could barely read a thing. I used to go a total FPL. I think was where I used to get price rises from before FPL statistics came along. Peter Crouch, Player of the Year. Yeah. If you could have 4 players from a team, would you take that option? At times, I would. Yeah. I think Chelsea have come close. Well, probably not even close. They have been at that point where I'd want 4 from this year, and Spurs, although. If I'd gone for 4 Spurs, I'd be screwed right now because they did keep it up at the time I got on them. Over 100 people in the league, awesome. There's also over 100 people watching, which is as awesome. Yeah, less than last season, definitely more than what I thought, but that was kind of... well, obviously because they were doing well, but also because they were cheap. No, I think you could make a case for Sanchez being player of the season FPL-wise so far. Been very consistent. If United get a triple game, I don't think you would wish you could have 4 United players for a triple game, but there's almost no chance that they'll play all 3 games. You've got quite a reach in cyberspace. What would you do? We've actually had over 100 watchers for the last few streams now. Although this one definitely hit the highest peak so far. Chambers and friends, yeah, people have already answered in the chat. I think I haven't seen the Chambers news, but apparently they're being assessed. So, anyone know when Pickford is back? So they basically said today he's fit to play. Whether or not he will play though, because obviously Manone's currently playing in that spot, we don't know. We'll have to wait until this week to see. Non-FPL Kante, yeah, he's a good option. Probably the obvious pick. Herrera is the new Kante. I don't know if you heard me say that. I don't know if I said that on stream, but I've been saying that recently to a few people. I don't think he's as good as Kante, right? He's not as quick either. But yeah, he is basically our Kante at the moment. I would love Herrera this year. Just get on with your transfers. Nah, I'm alright. I'll leave it as long as possible. I've already told you what they're going to be. It's going to be Coleman, Finners Murray for Amat. Nothing interesting. What people get kicked? Yeah, just people that keep... If we ask people to not do something, they keep doing it. Or if we have to time them out a few times, etc. If they're spamming, just kick them. Just not needed. No one wants to see that kind of crap in here. Yeah, Pickford's fit, like Killian says, but we don't know for sure if he's going to play. So I wouldn't make too many transfers around whether he's going to play or not. Do we know if Mark has dealt with any of Amat and Ichibi and Sassas? He said he would have to get rid of one this week. I think he was looking at... Does he already own Coleman? I think he was looking at Amat out. I did score predictions earlier. I think Everton will win to 0. I don't think they'll necessarily score too many goals though, so maybe 2-0, something like that. For this week, play Foster or Jakupovic. I would play Jakupovic for sure. Especially if you're already playing Macaulay, because I think Bournemouth will score. Obviously, Macaulay's got goal threat. Why don't you do your transfers on here live to make it... Yeah, I do sometimes. I will probably do them by the end of the stream, but I like to leave it as long as possible because I'm still kind of thinking it over as I talk. I do think I'm going to do Funes Mori in. If he gets benched, I will be so annoyed though. See, Coleman's guaranteed to play. But yeah, I will almost certainly go for Funes Mori. And plus, everyone likes seeing it live, so I do like doing it live where I can. Why does it make it more exciting? I don't know, people love it. In fact, I'm going to tweet out, I'm about to do my transfers live. I'll see how many extra viewers we get. Why get Funes Mori over Coleman? It's basically a price thing. Yeah, essentially. Andy, would I consider doing a Google Hangout where a few subscribers join you live and do a discussion? Yeah, I would consider it. It would really depend though, because from experience of doing this in the Scoutcast, you need to make sure that those people, one, have got something to say, and two, have the equipment and stuff. So, like, I know a few people, for instance, for the Scoutcast, always say, like, why don't you get such and such on? Why don't you swap someone around, etc., etc. But, like, the people on it are obviously reliable. They've already got the equipment set up. So it can be a bit of a pain to get someone in. And obviously, if they then bail for that week, like for this, for example, let's say I get some people secured and then they bail, then it's very hard to get someone at short notice, etc. So we'll see. I know Torres Magic's mentioned it a few times. Maybe I'll try and do that, especially for the live one. So obviously they're all live, sorry, but the live, live. That's the wrong word. For the one during the live games in the last game of the season, that'd be cool. The Andy and Randy show. That's got a nice ring to it. Like the only reason I did the Scoutcast the first time was because Granville couldn't do it. They needed someone else, and Johnny had mentioned it to me before, and we'd said maybe I'll do it at some point, and then it was like, right, we need someone to do it. Can you do it? And like I had the mic and stuff already, so I did it, and I think one of the reasons I've been on it every week is because I'm just reliable, more than I have anything interesting to say. Always thought you should bring a community guest. Yeah, I know people always suggest that. I think it'd be cool too. It's just not always as easy as just getting someone in. Torres, Magic and PJs. There you go. Maybe that'll happen. Gameweek 38. Shades and suits galore. Yeah, for sure. Do more hits so you can take advantage of you in the main league. I will take a hit. I should just do it now because I'm pretty sure I'm almost certainly getting Funes Mori. Because if I get Coleman, I have to think about next week's transfers more, and I don't really want to have to think about that tonight. I just about know my stuff. I'll take that as a compliment. So the transfer I've made so far is Sanchez out of Mane, and very much a template transfer this week. Worth a -8 next week for Diamandi, Ericsson, Ali to Tom Carroll, Sterling, Aguero. Again, like that sounds good right now. Obviously, next week might be a bit different. I think Tom Carroll's great value though. If you want to look back towards a 3-4-3. In fact, what could I do with Tom Carroll? Probably get rid of. Honestly, I'd probably get rid of Phillips. Let's say Ali to Tom Carroll. What does that let me do? Let's just do the Funes Mori transfer because I can't actually do it because I've got more than 3 players from Swansea. So I'd have to do this one anyway. 7.2 million, so I could get in. Oh, nearly Aguero. Nearly. Is that worth it? Well, Mkhitaryan would be Sterling. I can't really get rid of Crouch, can I, if he's got a double game week? Even though he's not exactly highly owned or anything. And Aguero. Does that work? That's 16-point hit though. Have I tried the Fantasy Football Fix feature that predicts your mini-league rivals transfers? No. To be honest, I don't look at my rivals transfers at this point in the season. I'm kind of leading the ones I want to win. Like, the Moderators League for FFS, I'm probably not going to win that at this point, so don't tend to watch their transfers. Yeah, people do love watching the transfer. I think sometimes it's because you want like validation almost that someone else goes through the hell that you do every week. So Fozzie says Mane likely to go up and Sanchez going down if anyone's not done it yet. That is interesting. Yeah, you probably should do that. Tom Carroll, really, just remember that Tom Carroll would basically be a 5th midfielder. For most game weeks, I wouldn't play him. Oh, Joe, that is a late answer. Oh, yeah, Napoli. Yeah. But Napoli, I think, have been quite good, right? In the league. Validation is a good word. Do you know what, right? There was no way I would use that word apart from I had training this week at work. And the amount of times they said validation was incredible. And it basically just been ingrained now. Who's my favourite United player of all time? Yeah, we had this question before. I think it'd probably be Ryan Giggs. Oh yeah, it would be. Yeah, I was just seeing what I could do with Tom Carroll. Well remembered, Matt. Well remembered. Seems a bit of a waste. Yeah, I agree. I was literally just seeing what I could do if I got Tom Carroll in. I'll probably just do the same transfers but without Tom Carroll and without getting rid of Crouch. I'll just get rid of Lukaku or Ibra. Oh yeah, Sterling not this week. Schmeichel, yeah, Schmeichel's a legend. Makeda or Machida or whatever. Surely Carroll makes your team in great shape to not ditch. Yeah, I don't really want Andy Carroll. You regret getting Gabbiadini with blanks, but you just can get 120,000 transfers. Yeah, it's crazy that he's gone up in price this week. How many times is it? Oh, he's not gone up at all. I thought he already had. Oh, fair enough. Let me see if there was any Twitter questions. I mean, there definitely was, whether I can find them again now. Sure, it's not actually a baby following me. Okay, let's have a look. Hopefully these teams have got questions with them. If it's just, can you give me advice on this team, it's going to be a no, because it just takes a bit too long to do that. Jesus, and that wasn't someone for the stream. Yeah, I'm going to have to, basically, next time I say send me over your teams, I'm going to have to get people to use this hashtag, because then I can just click on it and it will show me all the tweets, because this is a pain in the ass. Jason. I think that was the last. Alright. Oh my god. That's what I get for asking. I think that's it. That wasn't someone for the stream either. How does price rises work? You thought it was on how many transfers in? Yeah, it is. Oh, Tom Carroll, not Andy Carroll, my bad. Andy, can you create a Facebook page as you don't use Twitter or even an Instagram account for your YouTube? I've thought about Instagram, but to be honest, I don't know what the hell I would post. I even downloaded Snapchat, but I don't know if I can use it, to be honest. I'm a big fan of Twitter. I can look into Facebook. Jason, you're... No, I didn't answer your question yet. I basically just loaded all the tweets to have a look through them. I just wanted to double check on the chat before I did. Alfie Mawson photos, yeah. Oh no, people tweeting now. He's in Snapchat for it. No, I don't think so. I saw a guy doing like a stream like this. But he's basically chatting about Man United, and he did like a Snapchat Q&A. Got loads of questions just from kind of people of all ages, to be honest. People seem to love it. Right. Rate my team. Oh, is that what you said to me about it? I thought you asked me a question. Do me a favour, right, Jason? If you had a question, just send it through to me again with your team. Lukaku, Hokey Koki with Barnes 26 in the grey term. But is Ibra and Sanchez to Mane and Lukaku just too obvious a move to ignore? Yeah, I think so in this case. Lukaku get you in. Hang on a sec. So you can play Alonso, Coleman, Brunt, Amat and Friend. They're not good though, are they? Oh, you could play 3-5-2 and bench Ibra still, and just do the Sanchez move. I'd probably definitely do Sanchez to Mane. Ibra, have a think about. Don't necessarily need to get rid of him. Can I have a catchphrase that I scream at the start of my videos? Probably not. Unless that gets me more views. Maybe. Are you sure? 10 seconds max length on video. Yeah, you wouldn't do a you wouldn't do like this on Snapchat. I think what a lot of people who do this kind of thing use Snapchat for is to get questions. Or maybe like on a Saturday when, like for instance, if I had Snapchat on the day that Lukaku was knocking in goals everywhere and you know, scored 4, then you just do a quick snap. I guess I've not really used it, so I don't know. I'll have to give my well, my handle for Snapchat is just Andy85WSM. So Yeah, that's cool, but not everyone. Not everyone has to watch everything, to be honest. PewDiePie. Oh yeah, I saw Jason's team earlier. It's really good. I think you've probably got it right, benching Sigurdsson, because that defense is awesome. It's basically whether you're going to play Eriksen and Mane. That's no choice. You're going to play Kane and Lukaku. So the real question is Sigurdsson worth benching ahead of Snodgrass and Phillips? I think he probably is. I know Phillips is a bit dodgy, but I just think Chelsea are getting a clean sheet. So I think you've probably got it right there, in my opinion. Alright, Mike, let's do this. You've already got Mane this game. Would you get a goalkeeper for a hit? And if so, Mingele? Hell no. See, a keeper for a hit. See, for me, I would probably do De Gea to Jakubovic. Because Jakubovic and Pickford rotate really well. You just have to hope that Pickford comes back. And he's going to free up a lot of money for you later on. I think I'd take the hit there, personally. Costa or Lukaku captain? I'm going to say Lukaku every time. I should always put a disclaimer when I answer a question about Costa. What do you think? You got to play Font, Olsen, or Mawson? Font. I think Chelsea are going to score. I don't think that's like an out there prediction. I think everyone expects them to score. Should you get Mane for Sanchez, Kane or Lukaku captain? That's a tougher one. I think I'd still captain Lukaku. Should you get Mane in for Sanchez? Probably, because that would let you bench Gibson. I think that's a good long-term move. Cool. That wasn't so bad. That ain't so bad. Why change Heaton to Jakubovic? You don't have to. See Jakubovic without scoring from here on out. Do I prefer Eriksen at home to Everton or Hazard away to Sunderland? I don't know. I mean, I prefer Hazard, but away from home, I don't know. I'd probably play Eriksen, especially if we've already got him. Did I have Lukaku when you got a hat-trick against Sunderland in the reverse fixture? I did not. I think this is the song that I always recognise when it comes on. Checking all the numbers. 754 subs now. Thank you very much. 66 likes / thumbs up. You're all legends. Can you get a shout out? No, you cannot. You have to give good info in the chat to get us, or ask a good question to get a shout out. That was not a good question. How essential is having 11 players for Gameweek 28? It's probably not that essential, to be honest, given the teams that are playing. Your wildcard in Gameweek 29-30, it could work. You might get Snodgrass in 2 weeks. Yeah, I like Snodgrass. Good price. Could be a Phillips replacement, to be honest. Valencia to Maguire / Robertson -4. Yeah, I quite like that, to be honest. You know, if you've got really good other players that you're going to play most of the weeks, then maybe you could keep Valencia, but he's going to miss 2 out of the next 3, so I like that long term. Essential doesn't exist in FPL. Yeah, for the most part, I suppose. You know, I'd argue in Suarez's last season, he was pretty essential, to be honest. What is the bare minimum of players we should be looking at? I mean, you probably want around 8 or 9, I'd say, because most other players, at least players who've taken it serious enough, should be able to get that quite easily. Gabbiadini looking good, worth bringing in soon. Potentially, we've got a good few weeks till we have to worry about that. What are their fixtures like after the double game week? Oh, blank game week, Jesus. Getting mixed up here. Oh yeah, Burnley, nice. Watford and Leicester's okay, but they are away. And then there's a few mixed fixtures. Yeah, not bad. We'll have to have... Oh shit, wrong team. Oops. Southampton. That's what we need. Spurs away, not ideal. Yeah, Bournemouth and Palace at home is nice. West Brom's okay, then that's pretty bad. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see about Gabbiadini. I know, wrong team, wrong team. We'll try to navigate the first double game with free transfers or hits and all out big on 37. What you did last year as well. Yeah, that could work. I think, oh god, is that Fawaz? We'll go with Fawaz. Good night, cheers for tuning in. I mean, I think if we triple captain Aguero in this next week, if he plays double game week, then I think a lot of people will wildcard a bit later. How about Sané? I like Sané, and if you're going to double on City mids, then I think he's great, but I think if you're just picking one City mid, then it's Sterling for me. Lukaku or Costa? I would captain Lukaku, personally. How do you pronounce that name? Caceres? The new Southampton defender? Oh, he's not even in there yet. Has he actually signed? This isn't him, is it? No, that's... I thought he had some like, different name or something. I don't think he's been added in yet, by the looks of it. I don't know if he's signed. I think last year was a bit different in that Game Week 34 was quite big as well as 37. And we probably overthought the bench boost. Do I take the risk on Sanathas and potentially only have 10 players for Game Week 26 or use my second free transfer? It depends what you can afford to bring in, but I'd look at probably using it. You have 9 players for Game Week 28. Excuse me. You have 9 players for Game Week 28 on your team right now, and that looks like that's all you'll get. Not taking hits in 28 will help offset not having 11 starters. Maybe, but it depends who the starters are. So, like, if you bring in a player for a hit in a blank, for a player that's blanking, that you don't want back, obviously, if you want them back, then it's a bit different. Then, if they get 2 points minimum, then you've already clawed 2 points back for a player that wasn't going to play anyway. So, even better if you take the hits earlier, like this week, because you also need to cover this week as well. But it depends on your team. That's another shot. People wildcarding this week, yeah, that's probably not a good week to wildcard. Hope people in my mini leagues do that though. Do I think Everton will play 3-4-3? To be honest, I don't really know if there's particular games where he switches to it or not. So it's hard to say. That's why like Holgate is just a no-go. You just can't risk that. Do you think Rooney will head to China in the summer? I don't know. As much as like Rooney tried to get out of the club to go to Chelsea a few times, or maybe even Man City one of the times, he's quite loyal, I think. He's grown to like love Manchester United, he's captain, etc. Am I keeping Crouch? Yeah, for now. He's basically my bench fodder usually. mean, everything, if Koeman is... Rooney's linked to Everton. Yeah, but Everton will not pay his wages. Koeman gave up with 3 at the back, you think? He might have done. And if he does that potentially make Funes Mori not a better option than Coleman? It does, but it probably restricts Coleman's ability to score points going forward, attacking wise. Sorry, yeah, loyalty is probably the wrong word for Rooney, but I think he, I don't know, appreciates Man United. It's probably the wrong word as well. But I don't think he's absolutely gagging to get out of the club anymore. He hasn't been for a while. Like he probably gets, I'd say he gets on with Mourinho. You think FPL should have a meter like FPL stats, so as soon as a player hits 100 or minus 100, the price goes up? I don't necessarily think that, because then you could get multiple price rises in a day. So, would you get Stoke players in for Gameweek 27, or which ones? To be honest, I probably wouldn't be bringing in Stoke players, just because of the blanks. There's so many transfers we're going to need to do over the next couple of weeks. We kind of want to save them as much as possible. I think with the fixtures the way they are, Man City are worth taking hits on. I don't think Stoke players are. But if, say, you need a new goalkeeper, then bringing in Grant could be good. Swap Crouch or Gabbiadini anytime in the future. Yeah, I was speaking about Gabbiadini recently. Probably not. Don't think the fixtures are good enough. Maybe when he has a double game week. Could be perfect, 6.5 million. A real enabler. I don't know, are any of you getting Stoke players in that you don't like? Obviously, some of us already own them, but anyone getting Stoke players in? Any feelings on Neom or Holgate going to? I really wouldn't be looking at Holgate anymore. Neom, I think he's pretty nailed on. Yeah, you could be right about Rooney. Maybe he's not like itching to go because he doesn't have the options. Possibly. I mean, not many clubs are going to pay 300k a week. He's basically going to China. I don't even think America pay that, right? Swap Barnes or Crouch. No, Crouch has got a double game week. Potentially. You can't imagine Rooney learning Man really. He probably wouldn't need to, would he? You hate when people call players like Michael Carrick loyal. It's been a great 7, but loyalty is shown when you get a big offer from a big club. Maybe. I think that's a bit nitpicky, to be honest. For a player like Carrick. Yeah, I suppose, yeah, it's a good point actually about the MLS. Even if they don't pay 300k, the commercial stuff will be pretty big. Yeah, we won't talk about that. For 1 million a week, you go for a month or so. That's what you need to do, really. And then come back. Oh yeah, let me check on the poll a sec. Come on, you've got to remember where it is now, surely. Oh yeah. Ah, still the same amount of responses, I think. Oh, 48 responses now. 60% have 1 to 2, 29% 3 to 4. Still quite high. Jack over Foster this week, Half Brunt already. Yeah, I would hedge my bets there, I think. I think Jakubovic is probably just the better option than Foster anyway, regardless. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Play Jakubovic over Foster. All right, I'm sorry to say this, but one more break. Then, if you're happy to keep going, then I'm happy to keep going. Yeah, I will need another 2 or 3 minute break, but then I should be able to go for a little while. As long as the questions are rolling in. At some point I might skip and play FIFA. Maybe. We'll see. Stream is pixelated for you. It seems to be working out. Maybe refresh and check. But I'm just going to pause 2 minutes. And then I'll be back. So see you in a little bit. Stay tuned in. Get some questions for me. If you've got any questions about your team you want me to answer when I'm back, send me a tweet and I'll take a look at them. Just make sure to have a question in there. Don't just ask me for advice on your whole team because just takes too long to go through that, but I'll see you in a sec.
But honestly, you've gotta know that this ain't living, but we could run from and let it burn, let it burn. You've gotta know that nothing lasts forever. I can't believe myself. I never thought that this would be our end, but it's nothing new. And my lover's honesty, I can push it back down if I have to. If you want me to, 'cause we can run. Tell me now, what's left to lose if we run?
I'm back. No panic, no panic. I'm still here. I've come back to you. Like I said I would. How long does Andy usually stream for? So, generally about 2 hours, 9 to 11. But on a Friday, sometimes longer. All depends how the chat's going, really. Like if it's like a Sunday night and I got work the next day, then yeah, usually 2 hours. But like tonight, there's nothing to do tomorrow, or nothing to get up for. Could be a bit longer. Depends. I think the last one I did on a Friday, or the one before last, was like 4 hours. I doubt it'll be that long tonight though. 1K subs, a 24-hour stream. I definitely have to play something though at that point. There's no way I can talk about FPL for 24 hours. Unless you did it like on the, like I said, I'd do the Gameweek 38 live during the match, where you could do it the day before and start asking people. Sorry, not asking people. Geez, what am I trying to say? Start answering people's questions from the day before, obviously, as they make their transfers for the final game week. I might play FIFA in a bit, not right now though. Okay, you've tweeted me, let's have a look. It's weird sometimes, it doesn't show up the notifications. It doesn't work if you tag it out. Okay, you tagged it out before. Want to do Costa to Zlatan. Oh, Costa in for Zlatan. So you can bench Zlatan this week. But should you swap back next week? I probably wouldn't swap. Well, if a City have a double game week, I probably wouldn't swap back. But just remember that you're getting Costa for 2 games instead of having Stanislas. So it's more like Stanislas this week and Ibra next week. Is that better than Costa twice? Probably not. So I kind of like the Ibra to Costa move. Who's this guy? Oh, he's probably put me in one of his articles. Usually I don't read them. I just try and find my tweet. This isn't very interesting for you lot. What did I have for dinner today? What a weird question. I had a mashup of mint, I had a bit of mince, a bit of cheese, and salsa. Oh, triple captain for Aguero. Not the most interesting tweet I've had in an article. But there we go. You're making a Twitter account just to ask me questions. You should be on Twitter. Twitter's great. That's where you get all the news from. What's up, Alex? Let's retweet this guy just because he included me. So vain I am. My long breaks. Honestly, the first 2 times I just went and got a drink. That time I was saying goodnight to the missus. She's got work tomorrow. She's gone to bed. Twitter is on the decline. Not for me. I love it. Would I consider going on Celeb Big Brother? Oh, with the amount of dickheads that go on that show. Shane Long card is from work, so I'm going to go 1 at work. You can play FIFA or Division. I'm really into FIFA right now. Division, I think I'm really bad with those kind of games. Like, I have to keep playing them. Once I stop, I find it very hard to get back into them. Twitter is like the best news source for any kind of news. You're joining Twitter just for questions. Fair play. Well, look, if you've all got Snapchat, you can follow me. You can follow me on Snapchat. Andy85WSM. I don't even know how to work Snapchat, I don't think. I always end up like clicking out of it. Yeah, I always end up closing it down. I can never work out how to get to the front page. So I just kind of give up on it. Ah, fuck's sake! Look, now I'm putting like dog faces on me. I don't know. Anyway. You won the draft on FIFA today. Congratulations. I haven't played draft for a while, actually. Butler coming back in a couple of weeks. Yeah, you'd say he'd probably get straight back in the team as well, actually. That's a good point about Grant. But for the double game week, can still be good. Yeah, I hope Pickford gets straight back in. You've added me what, on Twitter or Snapchat? I don't even know. You don't even see if someone adds you on Snapchat, right? Don't think so. How would you know if people are following you? So you've added me on Snapchat, so how do I know that you're following me? Where do I see that? Snapchat have deliberately made the interface confusing to put adults off and therefore make it more appealing to youngsters. Really? That's why I'm sat here like a freaking idiot. Sometimes I sit here, like, me trying to work out Snapchat is like my grandparents trying to work out Skype. That's weird though, I don't know why they'd want to put adults off. Seems like a strange one. You do scroll down on the centre page. That just says memories. Oh, 5 people added me, okay. But I don't have to add them back, right? So, this is fucking ridiculous. I don't know. Do you know what? I'll try and work out another day. I'll get my little boy to help me. Yeah, I need someone to show me anyway. Right. Should I do my transfer? Have you signed the petition for Wayne Shaw to get his job? I don't even know if there was one. How's it going, Illusions? $24-hour stream for Gameweek 38. Oh, I don't know about 24 hours. We might do a longer one though. Does Mark get recognised anyway? He probably does from time to time. You need to make yourself unprivate on Snapchat. Well, what will that do? What does making myself unprivate mean? I've got it on view my story, everyone, contact me, just my friends. Is that not what I want it? Otherwise everyone will be able to send me crap. Ranieri to Bristol City, really? Oh, you're just saying that because you want it to happen. But if people follow me and then I snap, I guess you say, won't they see it? If I snap now, won't everyone that's added me see it? Ranieri next club, China. I'm not sure about that. Don't know where he goes, to be honest. -8 hit is not too much this game week. Mane, Sigurdsson, Jakubovic in. I mean, that seems quite good. Obviously, Sigurdsson's not great this week. You need to get a live stream of fantasy football on YouTube. You're the one watching. Anyway, let's not keep talking about Snapchat. I'll work out another time. Grant worth a hit next week. He might be worth a hit next week if you're getting someone out. But just remember that, or sorry, just take into account, like Matt said earlier, that Butler might be back soon. You have Jakupovic anyway, you just fancy him for the double game. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth bringing in Stoke players if you've already got a keeper, to be honest. I wouldn't really be looking to bring in Stoke players this week. Yeah, Thomas, I'll look at Snapchat. I'll just work out when I'm not streaming on YouTube. I just think it'd be kind of handy sometimes for like when the football's on, or if people got questions like just before deadline, something like that. So that was my kind of thinking. Liverpool defenders, I don't think so. I mean, Klein is the one that stands out, but he's 5.8 million. I just don't think you can justify that on him. So much money. Not for Heaton, yeah, probably not. This week, double haul with Maguire or Jakupovic or play here. Loads of people have asked this question. I would double up if it was me. Sounds very noisy outside my window. It's just windy. Who's coming in for me, Coleman or Funes Mori? I think it's. I've said it. I've answered this a few times right on the stream. I just haven't done it yet. But Funes Mori probably just to save money overall. And like, while I might not need them right now, I'll probably need it later on. Why are there so many Irish on Fantasy Football Scout? Because loads of people in Ireland like fantasy football, I guess. There's also lots of English people. Like on YouTube, you can see the analytics for who watches, and the UK is always highest, but Ireland's right there next. What's this here of Snapchat? That is such an old way of saying it. Who to bench, Zaha or Nias? Probably Nias, but Crystal Palace are rubbish. There's people from like all over the world that go on like Fantasy Football Scout, etc. Just about every nationality you can think of. You into the GAA? No, not really. Michael Oliver is the ref for the Liverpool match. Quite high penalty rate. So you're saying we should get Milner in? Whose prices rise today? Good question. We haven't actually been through that at all. Guess most people just use this site anyway or watching. Who's on penalties for Liverpool? Milner. So who's rising tonight? All these players are with blue boxes for sure. So Costa, Pedro, Dini. Well, I say for sure. If there's any wildcard transfers in, they won't count. But these are the ones that if money's tight, you should definitely worry about. Plus, obviously, tomorrow's deadline anyway. You're not going to get any more news. So Costa, Pedro, Dini, Mane, Alonso, Walker, Sigurdsson, McCauley, Gabbiadini, and Josh King. And then probably not Barnes and Cahill and Brunt and Carroll. They might miss out. Yeah, there really hasn't been many changes recently. It's a weird one. Does anyone think, by the way, that there's any chance that Funes Mori misses a game every now and again? Or do we think Jagielka is just on the bench permanently now? Just looking back through it, there's like this game he missed, this game he missed. I don't know if it was through injury. He's pretty much just been playing. I really want Coleman. I know I've been saying through as well. I really want Coleman just because of how good these fixtures are. Sunderland, West Brom, and Hull all at home. It's really nice. You need the top 4 replacements to choose from for Sanchez. I would just go for a Liverpool midfielder if it was me. Does Funes Mori ever get bonus points? A couple there. An assist there. No goals yet though, but what did he get last year? 4? Could be coming. Oh yeah, Salah, have you still got John Stones? You're looking good if you have. I don't know, a bit of love for Baines, but I think if I'm going that kind of price, I'm probably just going Coleman. Right, transfers coming. I think it has to be Funes Mori. Are you ready for this, people? Is Big Ricey still around? I feel like I can't do it if he's not. Williams, 0.4 more. Is he worth 0.4 over Funes Mori? I'm not quite sure he is. I could actually get a whole. I don't know why. I've not even considered getting a whole defender in. I think it's just because of how good those home games are. Ah, so now you've spoiled it by saying Maguire, Alex. And I have to rethink. I was just about ready to do it. Coleman is awesome, I know, but he's also quite expensive. Thing is, if I'm getting Aguero in for Ibra next week and keeping Lukaku for Spurs away, then I can afford Coleman, no problem. Do we just get... Do I just get a whole player? Funes Mori is no good for 27, but that doesn't matter for me because I can just play Alonso, Brunt and Mawson without any issues, so I can bench him. So he's actually perfect for the next 4 game weeks. It doesn't get much better than that. Let me on my other screen get up Maguire. So Burnley at home is good. Next week is Leicester away, but again, I don't need anyone next week. Then it's Swansea at home versus West Brom at home. It's not as good. Everton away is pretty bad. I'd rather have Hull at home, obviously. And then West Ham and Middlesbrough are good. But to be honest, I'm going to need a Holobas replacement in game week 28. So that week is probably the week to get Maguire, and I just don't get him this week. I think I still go Funes Mori. Right? Get the spreadsheet out, yeah. You can vote on my transfer if you want, but I'm telling you now, I'm going Funes Mori. Oh, Big Royce's back. Phew. I can't think of a good reason not to get Funes Mori. I'm just a bit worried if I get Coleman that I've then got Alonso as well, and I'm going to struggle to get Sanchez back. Plus this leaves me, if I get Funes Mori, I have the option of getting Aguero in for Lukaku or Ibra. I can decide that next week. I don't need the money right now, but who knows later on. This is the this is like the one problem with doing these transfers live on air. You suddenly start thinking about loads of different scenarios. Oh, don't start. Hang on, don't start with the injury rumours before I do it. Does Funes Mori have any kind of attacking threat? Let me have a look. Like, I know he scored a few last year, but this year, don't remember ever seeing his name on my goalkeeper charts. Ah, goalkeeper charts, Jesus, defender charts. He's barely having any shots. Okay. I think I'm doing it. -4. I'm doing a -4 so that I don't have to play Alfie Mawson, that absolute legend. Maybe we'll just play him against Chelsea. Yeah, Lazarus is right. You're all horrible to me. Okay. Fuck it, as they say. I'm going to do it. Play my wild card. I can save 4 points. Okay. Alfie Mawson, you're being benched. I'm sorry. Now my team doesn't look so bad, right? Could be a lot worse. I actually kind of hope Pickford isn't back tomorrow because I think he's the better keeper and I don't want him to block all of Lukaku's shots. There you go, people. You can all... Oh, Mawson goal, Sigurdsson assist. Nightmare. You know I'm biased, but if you didn't have more... I actually think... for game week 28, I'd have to check the fixtures. But if someone was asking me right now to get Mawson or Maguire, I would say Maguire. Okay, Anisha, I know you sent me a tweet. I'll have a look in a sec. Funes Mori, expect a goal and assist and a clean sheet tomorrow or whenever they're playing. When are Everton playing? 3 o'clock, I expect. Yeah. I've got players in. The only time I don't have player is the 5:30 match. But from game week 28, hang on, let me have a look at. Yeah, see, Swansea have 2 away games, followed by Middlesbrough home, which is nice, and Spurs home. I think Maguire is still better than. Putting a quid on Funes' first goal scorer. I hope it comes in for you. Do I think that Jones will be back for the Bournemouth game? Maybe, but the problem is, buying small are kind of in there now, doing well, so I wouldn't count on it. Funes Mori has not had hardly any attempts in the box, but he's 1.2 million cheaper than Coleman, so there you go. Okay, Anish, I got your tweet. Where is that from? Everyone's a silhouette. Ali to Sterling and Ibra to Guerrero for game week 27, or is there any bets? I mean, that sounds okay. Yeah, maybe. I don't necessarily like getting rid of Ibra. I'm going to decide next week whether I do that. Oh, sorry, I'm not looking at your tweet on the screen. Where have you got this like silhouette thing from? I don't think Jones is fourth in line. Just a bit worrying now, I think. Yeah, so Ali and Ibra out for... Yeah, I mean, that looks okay on paper, for sure, if they've got a double game week. As long as you can get Ibra back. Stanislas not ideal. Maybe. Hopefully he wins his place back for owners. Nice defence for this week as well. What is that app, though? So I'm -4 and I'm still playing crouch away to Spurs. Not good. Oh, I think there's more, I guess, a 15-point haul. Seriously, I'll be all over Snapchat. That's the official Premier League app. Wow, okay. It looks pretty bad. Hey John, how's it going? Who's the best captain choice this week? Kane, Lukaku, Costa or Hazard? I can't, honestly, I really do think Lukaku is a really good option this week. Most people will say Costa though. I don't know, I like Lukaku. What do you mean my recent luck? I think you mean my great management. Funes Mori is on pens. So I heard from Ross Barkley on the FPL show that Baines is on pens. Yeah, maybe Funes Mori will get carded. Who knows? It's 4.7 million. It's not the end of the world. If I have to bench him, etc. Yeah, Barkley said that on his on the FPL show. Yeah, he said that Baines is on penalties, which I think we already knew anyway, right? I don't think my team's in that bad shape really. What have we got now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've counted wrong there, haven't I? Mawson, Lukaku, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's not that bad. I get 10 for a hit. I don't mind taking a hit. I'm probably not going to do Aguero for Lukaku and then Lukaku back in, but I'll worry about that next week. Who watches the FPL show? I usually watch it. Some weeks I miss it, but watch it this week. What's my game week history? Let's have a look. Oh, my game week history, okay. It's there if you want to have a read. You count 7. Is it not 8? Am I just really bad at counting? Okay, so Heaton is 1. Heaton is 1. Funes Mori is 2. Brunt is 3. Mane is 4. Phillips is 5, Sigurdsson is 6, Lukaku is 7, and Mawson is 8. Yeah, I kept forgetting Heaton, to be honest. You watch it for Jules? I'll watch it for Mark. I want to know if he's got any extra info that he's not sharing on Scoutcast. Foster and Macaulay or Jakupovic and Robertson for Gameweek 26. Well, you have all of them. I would definitely play Jakupovic. See, I think Hull have got more chance of a clean sheet, so I'm drawn to Robertson. But Macaulay, potential clean sheet. But I do think Bournemouth will score. So, but Macaulay has goal threat, so maybe just split it and do Jakupovic and Macaulay. Double game week fucks up the whole of FPL. Not really, I think it's the most interesting part of the season. No, I'm not going to do a stream about Rachel Riley and Jules. We're getting Jakupovic and Brunt. Just be careful with Brunt because obviously a couple of game weeks you might want rid. We'll have to see, but it's a possibility. Right, I'm going to start wrapping up in about 10 minutes, I reckon. So before you start leaving, so I know everyone starts leaving as soon as I say that, make sure to hit the like button, thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, etc. Yeah, in about 10 minutes I might stop the stream. I'm thinking about streaming FIFA on a separate stream, but I don't know. I'm probably going to play some FIFA either way. Oh, sorry, it has to be Macaulay and Robertson. Well, that's perfect. Yeah, I would play Jakupovic ahead of Foster. Can I stream on YouTube? I can, but people seem to get a bit annoyed with that when I do that. So I might try and set it up on Twitch. Oh, you don't have a Twitch account, fair play. No, I'll just be playing Foot Seasons probably. Yeah, I don't know. The next FPL stream probably I could do one Sunday if people want to watch it. I mean, there's been Monday night matches before, and people have still wanted one on Sunday. I could do it on Monday instead, to be honest. It kind of depends on the Scoutcast is. Because I have a feeling the Scoutcast might get pushed to Wednesday because of the FA Cup. Would make sense. Malik, you have an Xbox One, do you? Interesting. The only thing is, it's probably going to take me 10 or 15 minutes to get the stream set up for Twitch. The Scoutcast will probably be Wednesday, but it depends on people's schedules. They can't always make it for Wednesday, so we'll see. See, Wednesday's actually not a good day schedule-wise to do it late, and obviously it needs to be late to make sure the match is finished. $80 likes already. Appreciate that. That's awesome. 753 subs. We're getting there. We're getting there. 1,000 is the big thing. You don't need a Twitch account to watch the stream, but you would need one to chat. You can't like you can't sign in as a guest or anything like that. I could just do the stream on YouTube and maybe delete the video afterwards. But like everyone that's subbed or has got like notifications on is going to get another notification that I've gone live, because I'm not going to do it on this stream. I'm going to cut this stream off and then start a new one. I think people will be annoyed by that. I have 4 midfielders that play Gameweek 28, so Ali to still next week makes sense. Possibly, yeah. Can make a new account for FIFA, yeah, possibly. I don't know how often I'm really going to play it though, live. But something just to set up a new account. I actually, funnily enough, actually, I have a sort of gaming account that I started up ages ago to play a game called Final Fantasy 14. I've got a few videos about that. I could use that account maybe. Just tweet it out. Why do people want to watch someone else playing FIFA? I don't get it. If you've never seen Twitch, there's thousands and thousands of people watching other people play games. Let's have a look. I keep forgetting whoever. So Peters isn't great. Daniels is okay. Darun against Palace. Probably Peters. If you think Darun can get something. So look, 14,500 people currently watching people play FIFA on. I don't know, sometimes like if I can't bother to play, or if I'm away somewhere, or if I'm at work or anything, I'll stick something on Twitch on. All depends. I'll tweet it out if I stream there. I'll see. Like I said, I don't really want to stream FIFA on my YouTube channel because people don't like it. I'll tweet out where the stream is, so make sure you're following on Twitter. Right, any last gasp FPL questions? Not Stoke Crouch winner. Oh, I'd love that so much. Like you would not believe. Get rid of that Spurs clean sheet with my man. Play Siggy or Barnes. Part of me wants to say Barnes because I think Chelsea get a clean sheet, but all Sigurdsson needs is like obviously a penalty or a free kick, and that's a tough one. Barnes is probably the one to play though. What did I get Johnny for his birthday? A hot topic. I think Andy Carroll, he's probably gonna just play. Or he could come on, I suppose. That's a tough one. I wanna feel like if he's available, he'll start Andy Carroll. But maybe you got to play it safe with Sigurdsson. Surprised I don't have a Spurs fan, but yeah, I just never got around to it. Like I was saying earlier about other players, you can't have everyone, unfortunately. Right, ladies and gents, that is going to be the end. Last plug for thumbs up if you haven't already on the stream, and subscribe if you're new and haven't already subbed. Next stream will probably be on Sunday, but follow me on Twitter, Andy85WSM, and I will let you know when I'm next streaming. Probably Sunday, maybe Monday. If there's no Scoutcast on Wednesday, I'll probably do one then after the FA Cup, just to discuss things as they are. Like I said, like we've just been talking about, I may stream some FIFA now. Where I decide to stream that, I don't know. But yeah, we'll see. I'll put it up on. I'm gonna see if I can set to answer Anisha's question. I'm gonna see if I can. How long it takes to set the stream up, but I'll tweet about it. Let you know. Either way. Cheers all. Appreciate you streaming. It's awesome, especially the guys that are here every single time. Come on, Lukaku captain. Come on, Funes Mori. Clean sheet and 3 bonus points and a goal. Will be perfect. And who was it? Malik. If you want to, if I get it set up and you want to play, let's play. You can kick my ass, I'm sure. Right, gonna hit the button. Like, subscribe, comment. If you want to go make a comment after it's already come off live. And I may see you in the next stream in hopefully about 10 or 15 minutes. Shouldn't take that long to set up. Until next time, keep chatting FPL. And I'll do this really cringy outro. Bye.